Hi there, my friends at Ronald McDonald's house. My name is Miss Elizabeth, and I am so excited to be here today for Art of the Heart. Before we begin, will you sing the hello song with me? Let's move our hands side to side like this and sing. Let's wave our hands and say hello, hello. Let's wave our hands and say hello, hello. I'm so happy to be with you. I can't wait to see what we'll do. Let's wave our hands and say hello, 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 and welcome to Art of the Heart. Art of the Heart is one of my favorite classes because it's all about kindness. Before we start, will you take the kindness pledge with me? Here it is. I'll spread joy. I'll do my part with helping hands and loving heart. In Art of the Heart, we want to unlock our hearts so we can spread kindness and joy in everything we do. You know, spreading kindness doesn't have to be anything huge or big. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness can make the biggest impact. And today we're going to talk about a simple act of kindness, gratitude. Have you ever heard that word, gratitude? Gratitude means being thankful, but it's more than just saying thank you. It's actually a whole attitude. I call it the attitude of gratitude. Having an attitude of gratitude means we're mindful of all the wonderful things we do have, and we appreciate it. We appreciate how lucky we are for the things we do have. It can be hard sometimes. Sometimes we don't get what we want. Sometimes things aren't going our way, and some of us are dealing with some really big things right now, and it can be hard to remember that there's always something to be thankful for. But there is. There is good in every day. And so when we practice our attitude of gratitude, we're taking time every day to think about something good that has happened, something that we can be thankful for. Look around your room right now. Is there anything you're thankful for? Anybody who you're thankful for? Any place that you're thankful for? Let's practice an attitude of gratitude today. Are you ready to learn more? Let's talk more about an attitude of gratitude. An attitude of gratitude requires practice. And I like to create rituals when I need to practice something. A ritual is something we do every day. And so in my family, we have a ritual of practicing an attitude of gratitude. And I'd love to tell you about my family's ritual using a gratitude tree. I thought today we could create a gratitude tree, a tree that you can use with your family to create a ritual to practice your attitude of gratitude. We'll need a few things: scissors, paper bag, some glue, some yarn, some paper, and together we're going to create a gratitude tree, a tree that will help us practice an attitude of gratitude. Are you ready to get started? Let's take our paper bag. Now, it really doesn't matter what size paper bag you have. I'm going to use a big paper bag, and if you have a big paper bag, you're going to have a big gratitude tree. But a little paper bag works just as well, too. We're going to transform our bag into a tree, our gratitude tree. We're going to use our scissors. Now, some of my friends may be able to cut with scissors all by themselves, and some of my friends may need a little bit of help. So you can always ask a grown-up. Or you can try along with me if you like. Do you want to try? Can you give me a thumbs up? For my friends who may be learning to use scissors for the first time, thumbs up is my first trick. You want to put your thumb at the top when you're cutting with scissors and your finger on the bottom. And together, only those fingers and that thumb will open and shut to cut. Your grown-ups can put a smiley face on the thumbnail to remind you that that thumb always needs to be looking up at you. And some of my friends may twist their arms a little bit too, and if you need a little help, you can put a piece of paper underneath, because when we're cutting with scissors, we only want our thumb and our fingers to move. We're going to use our scissors to cut our paper bag today. We're going to cut some strips together. Some strips starting at the bottom and working up only halfway. We're not going to cut all the way through our bag. We're just going to start at the bottom opening, and we're going to cut. We're going to cut some strips. I would love if my friends can cut the strips because there's no real right or wrong. They could be as big or as little as you like, because soon we're going to transform those strips into the branches of our gratitude tree. So are you ready to cut some strips with me? About a 1/2 inch, a 1/4 inch, as many strips as you like to create some branches on our tree. Here we go. Open and shut them, open and shut them, give a little cut, 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 just like this. I only cut about halfway down from the opening to the base. You ready to keep going? Here we go. Open and shut them, open and shut them, give a little cut, cut, cut. Here comes another one. And we're going to do this a few more times until we've cut strips down the whole part of the paper bag. Here we go. Open and shut them, open and shut them, give a little cut, cut, cut. Open and shut them, open and shut them, give a little cut, cut, cut. Here we go. I've cut 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you have really thin strips, you're going to have a lot of branches on your tree. And if you have thicker strips, you'll have fewer branches on your tree. I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to have some thick and some thin, and I'm going to twist them in a few minutes to make the branches of my tree. Let's keep going as we open and shut them, open and shut them, give a little cut, cut, cut. Open and shut them, open and shut them, give a little cut, cut, cut. How's it going? Some of these bags might be easy to cut through and some might need a little more work. This one's a little thick. I'm going to do one more cut and then my bag is going to be ready to transform into a tree. How about yours? How many strips did you cut? I cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I cut 10 strips today. How about you? Maybe you cut more, maybe you cut less. That's just fine. Those strips are going to become the branches of our tree. Are you ready? Let's open up our bag together. We're going to put our hands in and we have our bottom of our bag. It may get a little bit noisy now. And we're going to put this on the table. And then we're going to use our hands to push our bag together at the center. Just like this. It's so noisy. Do you see that? And we're going to twist it a few times to hold it in place. This is going to become the trunk of our tree. And this right here is going to be the base of our tree. There we go. Now, if you have a really thick bag, sometimes it'll untwist, and you can always add some tape if you like, or some glue. The thinner bags tend to stay still a little bit longer. You could even take one of your strips and tie it around if you like. I think I might do that for mine. I just took one of my strips right here. I just moved it around, and I'm going to tuck this right under just to hold my tree in place while I create my branches. There we go. There's our tree, but we don't have our branches yet. Now it's the fun part. We're going to twist these little strips. You can do one strip at a time, or you can make thicker strips and do 2 at a time. Whatever works for you. Some of my friends may get a little tired doing all of them, and you may want to group a couple together, and that's fine too. You can twist them and turn them. Are you ready to see? I'm going to take this one right here, and I'm just going to kind of crinkle it with my hand and twist with my finger. And now I have one of the branches of my tree. And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to take some more, and I'm going to crinkle them with my palm of my hand and twist. And now I have 2. And you can keep going, twisting and crinkling all of these strips to create the branches of your tree. Like I said, you can group a couple together if you like. Anything really goes. I'm going to take some that are long, and I'm going to make some that are shorter. You can even create some little branches or some big branches. I'm squishing them together. and twisting them around. Did you ever see the leaves changing color in the fall or the leaves falling off the tree? Well, this gratitude tree is going to have some pretty colorful leaves on it that we can take on and off. They're going to be the things that we're thankful for. And I'm going to tell you about that in a few minutes. Twisting my pieces of paper, and I'm just creating some branches of my tree. These are the branches that we're going to fill up with some leaves of the things that we're thankful for to help us practice our attitude of gratitude. See, it's not always easy to be grateful, right? Sometimes we may want and want and want and forget what we do have. And so practicing an attitude of gratitude can help us remember that we have a lot. An attitude of gratitude can boost our mood, can actually make us feel happier because we realize how lucky we are. It can also help us be resilient. Have you ever heard that word? That's a big word. Resilience means being able to cope when things aren't going so well. And so it might be a really bad day. I've had those. How about you? And sometimes on really bad days, I can only think of the bad things that have happened. But if I'm practicing an attitude of gratitude and I'm having myself think of something I'm grateful for, it reminds me that even on a bad day, good things do happen. And so we're going to use an attitude of gratitude to practice boosting our moods a little bit. And then we can spread that kindness and joy to others by saying thank you back to them. After we talk about our attitude of gratitude, we're going to talk about how to spread that attitude of gratitude to everyone we see with a simple thank you. I'm twisting and twisting my branches. And I'm almost done. How about you? What are some things that you're thankful for? You know, it's so important to remember that there's something to be thankful for. Like, I'm thankful for spending time with you today. And I'm thankful for art. What about you? What are you thankful for? I like when we think about what we're thankful for. And we're going to use that to decorate our tree. And I'd love for you to make that a ritual or something that you could do every day. Here we go. I have my branches. I have a lot of branches on my tree here. But it doesn't have any leaves yet. And that's where the fun ritual is going to come in, my friends. It's time for us to think of all of the things we're thankful for. And we're going to write those on some leaves that we're going to decorate our tree with. And I'd love for you to create a ritual. A ritual or something that you could do every day. In my family, we go around the dinner table and we say 3 things that we're thankful for. And so maybe you can do that and add 3 leaves every day to your tree. Are you ready to make some leaves? Now that we have our tree, let's work on making our leaves. You can just cut out the leaves that I've given you, or you can use this as a template or a stencil. I'm actually going to use it as a little stencil because I want to add some really colorful leaves. Do you know what colors I brought today? First up, red leaves. Do you know anything that's red? Stop signs and strawberries. So I'm going to use some red paper to make some leaves. What about this one? Yellow like bananas and lemons. I'm going to add some yellow leaves. And finally, green like broccoli and grass. I'm going to put these 3 sheets together. I'm actually going to put my paper on top. And I'm going to use this as a template. A template is like a stencil. And I'm going to cut the shape of my leaves out. Now, my friends can even just do this themselves if they want to just cut little strips of paper. That's fine too. Or if you want to use these and just cut these out, however you like. But we're going to add some leaves to our tree. And remember, we want to make this a ritual to practice an attitude of gratitude. So cut some extra that you can keep handy so that every day you can add some leaves to your tree. So I'm going to cut some of my leaves now using my paper as a stencil. And then I'm going to think of some things I'm thankful for. Are you thinking of anything? I'm thankful for this time with you, like I said, and for art. I'm thankful for my family. Thankful for books. I'm thankful for chocolate. I love chocolate. Thankful for sunshine. I'm also thankful for rain, because we need sunshine and rain to help everything grow. There's always something to be thankful for every day, even when it's really hard. And practicing that attitude of gratitude can really help us stay focused and positive. It can help us feel better physically and emotionally. It can also help my young friends who may want a lot of things like toys realize that we have a lot of things that aren't toys that we can be thankful for. For my grown-ups, so hard when we tell our friends to think of something to be thankful for. We'll often hear them talking about a video game or a toy. And so when you do this attitude of gratitude with your little ones, I encourage you to help them think of things that can't be bought, experiences or people, to really help develop that attitude of gratitude. All right, I'm just going to cut out a few more leaves. And then I'm going to add them to my tree to start off the ritual of practicing an attitude of gratitude. But then you can keep it going all week long. You can add 3 leaves to your tree every day. This tree is going to be full very soon. So now that I've cut out some leaves, I have some green leaves and some yellow leaves and some red leaves. I'm going to cut some string and I'm going to poke a hole. Oops, I have a little leaf attached to me. I'm going to poke a hole in my leaf. If you don't have a hole puncher, you can just use a pencil to poke through. But that's something my friends, we want our grown-ups to do. I don't want any of my friends to get poked with a pencil point. And before I put my string on, I'm going to think of something that I'm thankful for. So like I said, I'm thankful for you, my friends, that are watching and playing and doing art along. So I'm thankful for my friends. So I wrote friends on my leaf. And I'm going to take some yarn. I'm going to string it through. I'm going to tie a little knot. And then I'm going to hang this leaf on one of the branches of my tree. Right like this. And I'm going to keep going. What are some things you're thankful for? Art. So I'm going to take my leaf and poke a hole. I'm going to write art on it. I'm going to add my string. Tie it up. And add my leaf to the tree. And this is how I begin to practice an attitude of gratitude. You know what else I'm thankful for? When I woke up this morning, it was really cool and crisp outside, and I could smell the fresh air when I opened my window. So I'm thankful for some fresh air out a window today. So I'm going to put that on too. What about you? What are you thankful for, or who are you thankful for? Is there a grown-up you're thankful for? Is there a place you're thankful for? Well, write it on your leaf and attach your leaf to your tree. Your whole family can get involved with this attitude of gratitude. Everyone can add leaves to the tree and remind each other what there is to be thankful for. I have another leaf right here for fresh air. And you can keep going and add some leaves to your tree and hold on to some leaves for another day. Remember, we want to practice an attitude of gratitude by creating a ritual. So, can you use this tree every day and think of 3 things you're thankful for to add leaves to this tree every day? And can you do that for a whole week? You'll find by doing that for a whole week, it's going to start becoming part of your attitude of gratitude, and you won't have to practice as much anymore. Just become natural to remember what you're thankful for. So now that we have some leaves on our tree, what do you say we add a few details to kind of pull all of this together? Do you want to do a little bit of painting with me? I'm going to paint some grass for my tree. So I'm going to add some paint and some glue into a bowl. I'm just adding some details. Now's the fun part where you get to create your one-of-a-kind unique tree. You don't have to add green. You could add any color you like. You could add stickers and feathers and sequins. Anything goes to bring your tree to life with as unique and wonderful details, just like you are unique and wonderful. So I'm going to put some green paint right in my bowl and mix it up with some glue because I'm going to add some paper to it in a little bit too. So I have some glue and I have some green. I'm going to stir it up and I'm just going to paint the base of my paper plate to make it look a little bit like some grass that the tree is growing in. But like I said, anything goes. You could really make this tree however you like and as colorful as you like. Adding some green right there. I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to add some green into these other spots here just to give it some more details. And if you're still working on your leaves, that's fine too. You can keep going and move at your own pace. I have a little green there. I'm going to keep going and add some green here. I think I'm grateful for the colors of the rainbow too. And so now it's time for us to take this attitude of gratitude a step further, my friends. It's so important to let the people we know that we are grateful for them. Can you do that this week? Can you spread your attitude of gratitude to others? Can you remember to say thank you? You see, thank you is a very simple act of kindness that can really make a big impact. When you say thank you to someone, you're showing them that you appreciate them. So this week, when you're practicing your attitude of gratitude, and if something comes up that is someone or someplace, maybe you can write a thank you note or make a thank you phone call or even simply say thank you for those people or those places or those things or those experiences that you've added to your tree. It's always nice to hear thank you. And sometimes I like to teach my friends the sign for thank you. Some of my friends might know sign language. And this is how to say thank you in sign language. There are so many ways to say thank you. And so this week, as you practice your attitude of gratitude, it's time to take that attitude of gratitude and spread kindness by a simple thank you. Maybe there's something you're thankful for. Maybe you can write a note to the person who gave it to you. Maybe there's a person you're thankful for. Maybe you can call them up and tell them thank you. Maybe you'll be seeing some people this week that you're grateful for. Tell them thank you. Let them know that you appreciate them, because that's having an attitude of gratitude. Now that I've added some green paint, I'm going to add some pieces of tissue paper here to pretend that they're leaves that have fallen off my tree. And then I'll be ready to say goodbye soon. I'm going to crinkle up some pieces of paper, just like this, and add them to my tree, or the bottom of my tree, to make it look like they fell off the tree. But again, you can really add whatever details you like to your tree. This is your tree. If you want it to have feathers, if you want it to have buttons, if you want it to have lots of colors, or if you don't want to add anything at all and you want to just keep adding leaves to your tree, that's fine too. I'm just adding a few details. And there we have it. My gratitude tree. A way that I can practice an attitude of gratitude this week. There we have it. Ta-da! I think I might add one more leaf before we get ready to say goodbye. I am grateful for music. I love music. And I was just thinking of that as I was humming to myself while I was doing our art today. Music. I'm going to add this one last leaf, and then it's going to be time to show off your gratitude tree. I'm so grateful for music, for art, for friends, for my family, for fresh air, for leaves on a tree. Here we go, adding another leaf to my gratitude tree. And here's my tree to help practice an attitude of gratitude. Can I see your tree? These are incredible. They're so filled with leaves. So keep it up, my friends. Let's use this tree this week to practice an attitude of gratitude. Can you make it part of your family's ritual? Can you find time every day to add 3 leaves to this tree? 3 leaves that remind you of something you're grateful for? And then spread that kindness. Can you make a thank you card for someone this week? Maybe there's something on your tree you're grateful for and you want to tell that person who gave it to you or that person who you've experienced it with, thank you. It's so important to say thank you. Thank you for spending time creating art with me today. I am so appreciative and I can't wait to make art with you again soon. Goodbye for now.